We're right on board then with Jorge Martin, and both of the Aprilias are improving, although the first sector only complete. Martin, this is the area where, of course, he needs to make the biggest improvement still on board this factory Aprilia. Nothing wrong with his race pace there, as he looked like he was a little bit deep there into Quetch at turn 8, and you can see perhaps a few metres opening up between Bezzecchi and Martin. Martin closes then back in then under braking for Tramonto, and is Bezzecchi potentially going to tow his teammate into the top 10?
Yeah, in his 5 previous starts this year for Martin, only once on his return in Brno has he featured in a Q2 session. Through the fast rights we go then into the final 5 minutes of this session. Yellow flags are out in the opening sector. That's not going to have any impact on Bez and Martin on their current lap. In fact, yellow flag is still out though as they come over the line very, very shortly. It certainly will have a big impact. That yellow flag is still out, as well as Bastianini tips into the first corner. This is lap gone.
It's Augusto Fernandez, who unfortunately has damaged one of those V4 Yamahas after one of them broke down this morning. Bezzecchi improves in second place, and Martin now up into 6th place. He has found that crucial 130.
Yeah, Martin owes Beza Piadina in Rimini tonight, doesn't he? That's for sure.
Yeah, it's at least a Piadina, I think that is.
So this is the crash for Augusto Fernandez then, tipping it left through 2. So easy to do that. So many right-handers in the second half of the lap leading onto the main straight, and then the left of 2 is generally where you see riders struggle. Fernandez then will not be improving, it would appear, on 19th place.
Did he just pick up a little bit too much curb maybe on the inside there on that new V4? Nevertheless, it has been a pretty dramatic debut for the V4 after it stopped this morning on Augusto Fernandez. Clearly, though, it's got some serious potential, hasn't it? 131.6 from Augusto.
Yeah, El Diablo needs to find him a spot, at least, to be comfortable. So sitting in 11th, I bet Fabio's going to come out and string together a couple of good laps so he can get 2 in.
He just did a 131.2 on his last lap just before he sat up there, and that's a crash for Joan Mir into Tramonto corner. It looks like he's gone down through the right of 9 before he's arrived at 10, because you can see how far he's ended up towards the wall. Mir currently in 5th, but a painful end to his session.
He's lost that straight up and down, hasn't he? The way how far he's gone. Boy, yeah.
It's coming our way.
Looks like he was a little bit offline there, maybe a little bit wider onto a slightly dirty part of the circuit, but he's gone a long way through there. Through the long lap he's gone. Looks like he's taking a bit of a whack on the right arm. Yeah, nasty one that for Joan Mir. At the moment, 5th. How damaging that could be to his prospects of being in Q2.
He was on a personal best. He just set his best second sector and was only half a tenth away from what Marc Marquez was doing. So Mir was going well prior to that crash. He's placed in the top 10, though, relatively secure at the moment. Those yellow flags have now cleared, but Mir on a 30.8 should be reasonably secure. We've got 4 riders at the moment on 30.8. Mir, Martin, Morbidelli and Acosta. Zarco and Di Giannantonio on low 31s. As we take a look at the factory Aprilia riders, and this Jorge Martin potentially thanking his teammate. It is a little bit of a doff of the cap to Bezzecchi. Thank you for helping me potentially reach Q2.
Yeah, I thought that was the strategy that was at play there.
That corner that Mir crashed in, such an easy corner to get in too deep, because you try and get in, and you feel like you're going so slow when you get to the center that, okay, I'm going to be a little more aggressive this time. So an easy mistake to make, and late in this session, good to see Mir up and looking to be okay anyway.
Yeah, let's hope that Mir's going to be relatively okay. It's a smart move that by Aprilia. It's a no-brainer really, because what we've seen, Jorge Martin over the last couple of Grand Prix has had podium bags as we got yellow flags out late on here.
Yeah, it could cost Quartararo, although he's lost time anyway in the second sector. We're into the heart of the fourth sector now with Bastianini. It was the yellows in turn 15, and it looks like a painful one for Raul Fernandez.
It's a painful one for Renee. That's both times he's been in full time attack mode. At turn 2, he got the yellow flag for the Fernandez crash when he was flying, and now he's caught the yellow flags late on for Raul Fernandez. Turn 15 is a right old get off here in Mazzano. Second gear, had 130 odd kilometres going through there. So Fabio Quartararo's rolled out of it.
You've got 20 seconds, Fabio, to get yourself to the finish line to start one more lap. You could still potentially rescue a Q2 place out of this.
Looks like Morbidelli's going to be safe. Yeah, the yellow flags have cleared, so Morbidelli now going through turn 14, the bottom gear right-hander. already looking pretty set to go directly through to Q2 is Frankie, but just making sure there is no late dramas. More yellow flags now out in the first sector. This won't impact Morbidelli, which could be a top 3 lap here. Jack Miller's gone down on the Pramac Yamaha. Morbidelli does indeed go into 3rd place. He's the first rider to take the checker flag in this session. Frankie's best work, a 1:30.673.
Yeah, it's been a costly day for Pramac, hasn't it? That's 3 crashes now for their 2 riders. Quartararo was ahead of Miller, incidentally, on the racetrack, and has set his best first sector so far.
A costly day all round for Yamaha, hasn't it?
Yeah.
With a crash as well on the new V4 for Augusto Fernandez. Look at this from Vinales. This would be something special by Maverick. Well, just look how much time he lost in that 3rd sector. Just hasn't got the upper body strength to muscle that KTM around through those fast rides.
Gian Antonio might need this final sector because Quartararo is taking aim at him further back. Can Dici get ahead of Zarco? He does, and that could be crucial. He's now into the 130s, and it looks like a battle of the 2 Frenchmen, with Marini also potentially in the contention. It looks like the 3 of them are fighting for 1 Q2 place here.
Yeah, Marini 14th at the moment. Nothing really going for him as he's halfway through the final sector. He's almost been a permanent fixture all day, hasn't he, inside the top 6? Has Marini. He's about to come over the line now.
Should be enough, this.
Over the line he goes. Yeah, that's more like it. 7th. Whoa, better late than never as far as the Italian is concerned. He slots in behind Joan Mir. Fabio Quartararo, though, has missed out. Quartararo is in Q1. At best, Fabio will be 12th at the end of that session, just 1 spot behind fellow Frenchman Zarco. And I think that's it. That's your lot. Marc Marquez, yeah, Marini's pumped. Yeah, he knows that was a big 1:30.848.
Honda's 6th and 7th.
Game changer for your weekend to get through directly into Q2.
6, 7, and 11. And I mean, just missing it, Zarco did. And he'd been nowhere most of the day. I mean, right towards the back 4 or 5 bikes, but obviously they found something with that helped him out with some confidence there late in the session, because he was definitely a threat to sneak into the top 10.
He really was. We thought Enea Bastianini was going to be one of those contenders for the top 10. Those late yellow flags really did for the beast. Deary me, what's going to be going through the mind of Enea right now? 18th fastest. Well, we know he'll just be airing his frustration about all the late drama. He'll feel like there was a top 10 lap in him, but 18th for Enea. Well, he was fastest this morning, was Morbidelli, and he's top 3 this afternoon once again. Marco Bezzecchi, who I'm sure is going to be sending the receipt to Jorge Martin, sending in the bill for the tow around this Misano circuit. Bez second, and quite rightly.
You think cheese only on that Piadina, or is it going to be meat and cheese?
They won't be pineapple, that's for sure. Not in this part of the world. Alex Marquez, we know, is a bit of he loves a pineapple pizza, and you just watch all the Italian riders around him when he says that, turn their nose up in disgust. Martin then did get into Q2 with a little bit of help from his friend Marco Bezzecchi.